The recent developments, viewers, has already made what is a very complex political structure where Maharashtra is concerned even more intriguing. Joining me right now is our consulting editor, Rajdeep Sardesai, to simplify on what at least the NCP could do next. Will it come together? Will it go separate ways? Will Sunetra Pawar take over the reins after her husband? What next for the NCP, Rajdeep?
Well, Preeti, thanks very much. What I can tell you is that before Ajit Pawar's tragic death in that air crash, there were serious talks that had already begun between the two factions of the NCP, in which Ajit Pawar himself was present, where he had pushed for a potential merger of the two factions. And it was likely to happen after the Zilla Parishad election in Maharashtra got over in the first week of February. Now that Ajit Pawar is no longer there, the question is who's going to take the initiative to push forward with the merger. And the merger is not enough, because once you merge, do you then become an NDA ally or do you become part of the opposition Mahavikas Aghadi? So these questions are still unanswered. And all eyes, therefore, now, Preeti, will be on Sharad Pawar, because I think he's the only person who has the stature to bring together the NCP on one platform. So there will be talks, we are told, at some stage, but will they have the same urgency, and who will lead them to fruition remains to be seen. My own sense is that sooner rather than later, the two NCPs will come closer together and eventually merge.
Moving away, Rajdeep, briefly away from the NCP, which in itself is facing an existential crisis, over to who will be Deputy Chief Minister. Because you will want likes of Devendra, Fadnavis to have a counterbalance in place, especially to keep Eknath Shinde in check. Who is that person? Is it Sunetra Pawar, the most acceptable right now?
Look, first let me tell you, the most interesting thing about Maharashtra is there's a Hindi saying, jiski lathi uski bhais, BJP controls the lathi. All these decisions, what is to be done after the NCP merger, who will be Deputy Chief Minister to fill in Ajit Pawar's post, will there be a second Deputy Chief Minister, all these decisions will be taken by Devendra Fadnavis in Mumbai and Amit Shah and Narendra Modi in Delhi, because the BJP is the dominant party of Maharashtra. The NCP in that sense is dependent on the BJP, and there is no individual that I see within the NCP Ajit Pawar faction who you could say could instantly become the Deputy Chief Minister. I know the likes of Chhagan Bhujbal, for example, are eyeing the post. He's been Deputy Chief Minister earlier, but I don't think there's any easy entry. And why should Devendra Fadnavis at this stage be giving more space to the NCP? He needs the NCP possibly as a check to Eknath Shinde, but he would ideally like a weakened NCP. Sunetra Pawar could well contest from Baramati or one of the children of Ajit Pawar, but that doesn't mean that they are automatically going to become Deputy Chief Minister. Look, the NCP, and I should have said this in my first answer to you, faces an existential crisis, a crisis for their own relevance. How do you hold together a party like the NCP? And I think that's their first challenge. So the first challenge is for the NCP, and the BJP will look at how that plays out and then make the moves. The BJP holds, in a way, the key to what happens next in Maharashtra.
Rajdeep, the proverbial question on who you said would possibly hold the cards in the key, will Sharad Pawar join the Mahayuti? That's been an eternal, perennial question.
Look, there have been at least 4 serious attempts at a unity between the Sharad Pawar faction, between Sharad Pawar and Narendra Modi, with Gautam Adani, the businessman, playing an important role. On all four occasions, at the last minute, Sharad Pawar decided to stay in the opposition. Part of the reason was Supriya Sule apparently was uncomfortable with the idea of the alliance with the BJP. Will Supriya Sule have the same leverage now? What about the second level leadership of the NCP? What will they want? The NCP could well splinter, and different groups, individuals could go, some towards the BJP, some towards the Congress. But my own sense at the moment is the NCP is a party that has no option but to merge. After the merger, what it does, will depend on how Amit Shah ji and Devendra Fadnavis look at the
Okay.
evolving situation.
Rajdeep, thank you there for joining us.